Welcome to BizTV's Beyond the Brand. I'm Kelli Phillips. Today we're slicing into the world of franchise growth. Fresh Slice Pizza is one of North America's fastest growing pizza chains, and we're joined by John Doty, Fresh Slice's Director of Franchise Sales. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Slicing into the world of franchise growth today, Fresh Slice Pizza is one of North America's fastest growing pizza chains, renowned for its commitment to fresh, healthy ingredients and a proven business model. Our next guest is the driving force behind that growth, helping entrepreneurs capitalize on the booming quick service restaurant industry. Please welcome John Doty, the Director of Franchise Sales for Fresh Slice Pizza. And John, before we get started into Fresh Slice Pizza, which we're all hungry for now, by the way, we want to talk a little bit about you and your life and where did you grow up? What was life like and what led you to this career path?
I grew up in Los Angeles, in the harbor, in San Pedro, in sunny Southern California. And my grandfather was interested in food service from a young age as well. So he had a restaurant franchise actually in Canada, in Calgary, called Pastels. And as a young kid, I visited him up there, and he took me into the restaurant and took me into the back of the house, and it seemed like I was in some magical other world. And that was when I, fell in love with the world of food and beverage, restaurants, hospitality, etc.
And franchising in particular, tell us how you got into that world.
I worked for some really cool brands like Jamba Juice and Starbucks and Fat Burger, if you've ever heard of that chain. And I really loved that idea of a model that could be duplicated and someone could take on the systems and enjoy the success of a brand that had already, blazed the trail. And I actually was a franchise owner myself at one point. I got a full service restaurant in the premium casual segment. It was an underperforming location with a really great brand, and I was able to revitalize the systems, turn that one around, and enjoy a lot of success. And my next chapter after that was like, I want to bring this experience to other people.
So Fresh Slice Pizza, what sets that franchise apart from all the other pizza franchises?
The first thing that's going to knock your socks off about Fresh Slice Pizza is we do not charge any royalties or ad fees. And that is pretty much unheard of in the restaurant industry and franchising in general. And that was one of the first things that I said, wow, how is that possible? And we have a unique 3-in-1 system developed by our founder, Ray Russell, delivers revenue to our franchisees in 3 different ways. And we also have a unique dough production process as well.
Tell us about your founder.
So Ray Russell started the concept 26 years ago in Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. And he is super passionate about pizza and about the dough itself. And that was one of the first areas of focus for him was I want to make a super tasty pizza dough, but I want it to be multi-grain. I want it to be a bit healthier. We are a healthier pizza. And he started off, he opened a few locations. It grew very successfully. And then at one point he decided to, as we say in our company, turn the franchise world upside down and go with this 0-0-0 model where we don't charge royalties, ad fees, or any markup on ingredients.
Now, the people that become franchisees, do they have to like pizza to be a franchise owner for Fresh Slice?
Well, the easy answer to that question is everybody loves pizza. And so I think if you don't love pizza, that's a red flag. But I'm just kidding. I don't think somebody has to love pizza to be able to operate a Fresh Slice Pizza. You don't have to have a food service background. It's a plus, but it's not a requirement. But I think that we're pretty safe with pizza in that almost everybody loves pizza.
Yeah, and I think it puts a smile on most people's faces. What is your vision for the franchise growth of Fresh Slice, say, for example, over the next 5 years?
So Fresh Slice, starting in Canada, we've expanded huge across that country. We've got more than 200 locations now. We're in every province, and we came down to the US. I'd say the vision for us over the next 5 years is to really grow into the United States market. We're in 3 states right now, where we've got some stores in the development stages: Texas, Georgia, and Idaho. And I'd say looking at in the future to the next 5 years, we would love to be in every major metro. We'd love to be the go-to value-driven pizza brand in the country.
Tell us what type of person you're looking for when it comes to becoming a franchise owner.
We are looking for hands-on, operationally minded, customer focused experience, and food service helps, but it's not required, as I mentioned. Our ideal candidate is someone who values systems, enjoys leading a team, sees franchising as a long-term wealth building opportunity. Multi-unit ambition is a big plus, and we love working with both first-time owners and experienced operators.
You were talking about you really want to see the growth in the United States more than beyond the 3 states that you're currently in. Where would be those next states that you would like to go into?
California is a target for us. We're pretty deep into some conversations with some franchisees there, so I could see that state probably being a next stronghold for us. Continued expansion through the massive state of Texas. Florida is on our radar as well. And I'd say over the next year to two, we'll probably be focusing primarily on the 3 states that we're in, and Texas and Florida as well. Washington is on the radar. We're still in the process of getting registered there, but due to its proximity to British Columbia, where we're well known, we feel like we're going to have a lot of success up there as well.
What is the initial investment range for somebody wanting to get in with this franchise?
Yeah, so Fresh Slice is one of the most affordable pizza franchises in the country. So most of our stores fall in the $250,000 to $500,000 all-in range, depending on the location and build. And that includes the equipment, construction, signage, training, support, franchise fee, everything.
So how fast can a new franchise be up and running?
That process is going to take about 6 months, give or take a month or two, just depending on the site selection and obviously the permitting timelines. Our team does support the franchisee through every step of the process, from the real estate, lease negotiation, store design, construction, training, menu setup, pre-opening, and everything. And once you're open, our operations and marketing teams, they stay closely involved to help you scale.
So what type of training do y'all offer for Fresh Slice?
We provide comprehensive training. We have a Fresh Slice University, if you will, in Vancouver, British Columbia. We do a 3.5-week training up there. We also do some in-store training. You get our operations playbooks, recipes, POS setup, vendor onboarding and opening support. And then, as I mentioned, after launch, the franchisees do get ongoing coaching. They get operational audits, marketing resources, and access to our leadership team. We've got over 30 executives in our head office. And when you're a franchisee with us, you instantly have access to that infrastructure.
Oh, that's a huge help. Can you go through a couple of success stories you have for franchisees?
We've had people go from a delivery driver with Fresh Slice Pizza into a multi-unit operator. Since the U.S. expansion is new, most of our strongest testimonials come from Canada, where, like I mentioned, we have over 200 locations. I'd say consistently what I hear from our Canadian franchisees is that they highlight our low operational costs, the strong margins, and a simple, scalable model. And as our U.S. stores open, we will be building new case studies and success stories here.
All right, John, we need to take a quick break, but if you don't mind, stick around and we'll talk more about Fresh Slice Pizza when we come back. And we're back with John Doty, Director of Franchise Sales of Fresh Slice Pizza. And John, let's talk a little bit about any problems or issues you may have seen or gone through moving from Canada into the United States with fresh sliced pizza. Have you encountered anything?
There's a whole different world when we come to the United States in terms of the regulatory environment. So I'd say making sure that our FDD is perfectly buttoned up. And then when you go into a state, as anyone in franchising is familiar, you need to make sure that you are in compliance with that state's particular regulations and rules and the way that they want to see everything presented. For example, you can't just go into California and say, hey, we're a franchise and we're open for business. You need to work with the California regulators and get everything adjusted in the way that they want to see it, in the way that they would like it presented. So I'd say that that's different. In Canada, we get to kind of work with a uniform regulatory environment. Down here, we've got a bit more of a patchwork. There's also the SBA directory. Every franchise wants to be on the SBA directory so that franchisees can get access to SBA loans. And getting on that directory, there's some hoops you have to jump through. And they changed the system just this last year to keep everyone on their toes. In June, they introduced a different system. And then there was the government shutdown and put them into a bit of a backlog. So some of those issues have been challenges for us, but nothing that we were not prepared to handle. And, happy to say that we're on the other side of those things as well. We're in the states that we want to be right now. We just received word that we are included on the SBA directory, which is great news for any franchisee candidates coming our way.
Talking about your franchisees, when you've got new franchisees coming in, what are some of the successes that they tell you about, say, 3 months in, 6 months in, a year, 2 years down the road?
One of the main successes that I think new franchisees highlight is the ease of operability of our systems. Like I mentioned earlier in the interview, we have a unique dough production system where we do it in-house in our central commissary. So the dough comes to the stores already sheeted, not having the mixer, not having the bags of flour, not having the dough sheeters, all of that. For people who have been in food service and for people who haven't been in food service, they notice, wow, this is something that is very easy for us to do. Our quality is consistent. We don't have issues with our guests saying, hey, last week my pizza was this size and this week it's shaped like a football and half the size. So we get a lot of comments from franchisees saying, wow, this is really great. I'd say another success that our franchisees comment on is our marketing team. Our marketing team has been doing this for 26 years. We've got our systems dialed in, and that ability to have proven avenues that you can go down when it comes to marketing is another huge weight off of the franchisee's shoulders. And we get a lot of feedback from franchisees saying, hey, this was beautiful. I had a question about a local promotion I wanted to run. I went and spoke with the marketing team, and lo and behold, you've run dozens of these types of promotions before, and all of those materials and everything I need are right there at my fingertips. And the team worked with me to kind of customize it for my local area, and we've had a great success with that.
Will you walk through what the experience of going to a fresh sliced pizza is like for your customer? What you want them to take away?
When you walk into a fresh sliced pizza, one of the first things you should notice is that our customer service is exceptional. There are always smiling staff in our stores. There's often people outside of our stores handing samples out. Everyone greets you. It's not just about coming in and getting a slice of pizza and walking back out of the door. When guests come into our store, they consistently remark, wow, it's like a neighborhood place. Everybody knows my name. You get the cheers effect coming into a fresh sliced pizza. Obviously, there's the beautiful smell of pizza, that smell of the dough, the quality ingredients, the baking from the oven, and those types of things as well. But I'd say overall, that customer service, almost from another era, and combined with our value-driven pizza offerings is what we want people to leave with and feel like, wow, I really got great value for what I paid. And I had a great smile greeting me on the way on the door and somebody saying bye on my way out. And often our staff will get to know the customers who come in regularly. And that's another plus for coming to a Fresh Slice, is that there might be somebody there that asks you, hey, how'd your son's softball game go? And hey, I remember last week you said that you wanted extra olives, so we went ahead and put some on there for you.
Is the owner of Fresh Slice, the owner and founder, is he still involved in the franchising?
Ray Russell, the founder and CEO of our company, is heavily involved in every aspect of the franchise. This is his passion. This is his baby. He is everywhere. We just had an update in our group chat a couple days ago. We're building a new state-of-the-art facility in Ontario where we're going to be duplicating our British Columbia commissary. And we got a photo of him there with the hammer and the tools, and he's getting to work and he's overseeing shelves being put together. He really, from all the way from the marketing to ingredients to staffing, he has his hands on everything. He's there every single day. And in our group chat as well, we've got tons of people now. It's franchisees, head office staff, all of our different teams, and he's in there all the time. Congratulating people, giving feedback, sharing ideas. We meet with him. Our executive team meets with him every single day, weekly. So he's very involved.
What do you think that says to the franchise owners that the CEO and founder is so heavily involved?
That's massive, in my opinion. The person behind the brand, the creative vision, the person who brought this to life, seeing them involved every single day says to a franchisee, wow, this is an organization where there's passion, there's heart here. The person who started this concept, he hasn't just walked away and he's he could be on a yacht somewhere in the Caribbean and enjoying his time and sipping margaritas, and he would be doing fine. The company could probably operate in that manner, but the idea that this person is committed to it and passionate about it and believes in it, that says to a franchisee, wow, this is a brand where this is a cohesive unit. This is a brand that has a lot going behind it, a lot of energy and momentum, and it still has that original vision guiding it every single day through every decision.
There's somebody at home watching this thinking, maybe not. What advice would you give them to push them over the edge to become a franchise owner of Fresh Slice?
Look, everybody eats pizza. 93% of Americans eat pizza at least once a week. The stats on pizza are crazy. And we all know that, okay, I love pizza. Why Fresh Slice? Well, we are the only pizza franchise, or one of the only you're going to come across, that isn't going to charge you royalties, isn't going to charge you ad fees, and isn't going to mark up on our ingredients. So most franchisors are making money charging those fees. We make money off of your success. When you are able to sell more pizzas, when you open more locations and you win, we win. And with Fresh Slice Pizza, you can get pizza by the slice. You can build your own unlimited topping pizza like we see some very successful models doing out there. And then we also work with the major delivery partners. So we have the best mousetrap. If you're thinking about getting into the food that Americans love most consistently, come to us. We've got the best model and we've got the best margins for you to be able to, get the best bang for your buck on your investment.
And John, how can folks do that? How can they get in touch with you?
Go to our website, investinfresh.com. First, you can learn more there. You can take a look. We've got testimonials. We've got tons of information there. And then go and fill out the inquiry form. I'll personally reach out to you, answer any questions you have, get a feel for what you're looking for. And then we'll kind of go through that process of discovering, is this a good fit for me? Is this a good fit for you? Is this a good fit for the brand? And we'll go from there.
All right, John Doty, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck with Fresh Slice and getting more locations in Texas, especially. That's where we are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Now go have some pizza.
Exactly. 93%. Hey, I'm right there with them. We'll be right back with more BizTV right after this. Thanks for watching BizTV's Beyond the Brand. Be sure to subscribe to the BizTV YouTube channel, where you'll find full episodes of this show, fresh BizTV content, and a few surprises each week to help you stay inspired.